Fractured Compass fans, I'm Bri.
I'm Mike.
And today we're doing another fireside chat because it is almost February and I feel like it's time to get back into Halloween. It's early, but I feel like it's time to get back into Halloween. I miss it that freaking much.
Anytime for us is a good excuse to get back into Halloween, so we definitely we're gonna do this.
Oh my god, let's talk about Halloween, you guys.
All right. Screw Valentine's Day. Screw 4th of July. Screw all that. Halloween.
Well, I mean 4th of July.
Okay, yeah. Wait.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna talk about Halloween time, and more specifically, we're gonna talk about our hopes, our wants, and
Our predictions.
Our predictions.
Basically on what we think is going to happen from Horror Nights to Knott's to, Haunted Hayride
yeah.
to Dark Harbor. All these things that we went to last year, and maybe there's some new things that we can check out this year.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Just to let you guys, and just to let you guys know that we are not in any way, shape, or form, this is all just things that we want to see. It's nothing is concrete, so
Disclaimer.
Don't be, yeah, disclaimer. But I think let's go just head in. Wait, how do you say it?
Head on.
Head on.
Head on.
In. Head in. Let's go head in.
Usually what happens.
Whoa. Cut.
We have to make sure that we are following COVA rules, so I'm keeping it in.
Okay.
That is not for children.
So let's talk about, I think, right off the bat, Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights.
2 reasons. Number 1, as you said before, go ahead, say it.
King of Halloween Horror Nights here.
No. No. Hardly not.
King.
Maybe. And, no, I just like Halloween Horror Nights a lot, and I think the reason why I want to start off with Halloween Horror Nights is because they usually wipe the slate clean and start with all new stuff for the next year. Well, for the most part, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of things that we can see from Halloween Horror Nights that we can predict. Like, we might see an IP that's being followed up from the previous year, like a sequel to whatever they're doing, like Stranger Things Season 3.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they wipe the slate clean. So let's talk about some IPs that we want to see and some original mazes we want to see.
Well, do you think... I'm going to pose this question to you. And the reason that I feel like we do start off with Halloween Horror Nights is because it's like the first to open. And that's the only reason why I start with it. They start a week earlier than anybody else. But do you think that some IP mazes would be better if they just kept some of their original mazes and brought them back this season?
That's an excellent question. I think that if you have a maze that's already been open and you build upon it, yes, the maze will, just get better from then on out. But I think the biggest thing that some people might say is, like, we want something new. Like, we just want a new thing. Like, if we've already been through it and they might change a room, like, it might not be worth it. But we've seen from Not Scary Farm that adding a new room or adding a new little tweak to the formula can really change it up.
It can either change it or you can be like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
And I think, per se, when they did that with Dark Ride, we really liked the surveillance room that they had, but we felt like the gift shop was a little small.
Oh, well, the gift shop was like blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah, and they could have expanded on that.
And that's interesting that you bring that up, because that's something that Halloween Horror Nights doesn't usually do. One maze in particular that they did do, and that was La Llorona. They brought that back, but I don't know if they necessarily added anything to it. But let's talk about, so if we did see a maze come back, which one would it have been? Pandora's Box or Holidays in Hell?
I mean, how many mazes did we have in Halloween Horror Nights last year?
10.
Last season. There's 10 mazes. So there's only, if we brought back Pandora's Box and Holidays in Hell.
Did you just say Porndora?
Sorry.
I heard Pandora's Box. We're leaving it in. Do not edit that out.
If we
That's a
bring
different
back
kind of scary maze.
Pandora's Box and Holidays in Hell, that's only 2 mazes out of the 10. So 8 mazes we could just have a new IP.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of like, well, you're going the route of Not Scary Farm, just bringing back mazes. But what I'm saying is, if Universal Studios has the money, and they do, to make these large mazes, if you already have 2 of your mazes already done, you can take those $300,000 or $600,000, whatever it takes to build a maze, and put it into an IP and make it bigger and better.
That's true. That is very true. But I see in general, I think that's part of like why people like Halloween Horror Nights is because it's just it's like you don't know what you're gonna get this year.
I know.
But I feel like if they did do
I don't know. I'm just saying, 2 out of the 10 mazes, not all of them.
I'm not disagreeing. I definitely don't. I think that would be. I would be down for that for sure because like I want La Llorona to come back because I love that maze, and so I don't mind repeating mazes at all. Like I think Knott's does a really good job of it. I'm just saying that some people, I think, like the fact that it wipes the slate clean.
The appeal.
The appeal is there because it's like new things every day. But I would really like to see if they did like a super maze and if I would like Holidays in Hell to be kept.
Okay.
Okay, you don't agree?
No, that's fine.
Well, no, that face looked like you just swallowed a pill without water.
Can I chime in for a Holidays in Hell thing?
Absolutely.
So their All Hallows Eve scare zone, which was kind of a maze last year, was in the same spot that Holidays in Hell used to be. I really liked that scare zone.
You liked All Hallows Eve?
A lot. Well, I mean, look at the mask designs.
Yeah.
The Wendigos and the Green Man and all those more pagan traditions and creatures. Put that into a maze. Oh, it'd be so cool.
So, if that is the growing trend for Universal, do you think that All Hallows Evil is going to be in a maze? That they would basically take Holidays in Hell's structure and pull it into All Hallows Evil?
It's so interesting that you bring that up because we noticed a trend in Orlando, right? We've noticed it here and we noticed it in Orlando. Last year, or a couple years ago, Orlando did a Killer Clowns in Outer Space maze.
Scare zone.
Or scare zone.
Yes.
And then they made it into a maze. We noticed Holidays in Hell a couple years ago was a scare zone and they made it into a maze. And so I think going off of the information you just relayed, I think it's definitely possible. But that's more... Dog barking. Let's talk about Orlando scare zones because I have a prediction. My first prediction is, and this one's a twofer, okay? Because I don't think that we're gonna get both, so I'm gonna label it in the same category of like the same prediction, should I say? I think they're gonna do a Rob Zombie maze.
But they did a Rob Zombie maze.
No, but they did a Rob's. I think that they're gonna do.
Or do you think that they're gonna do just like more of a general Rob Zombie maze and make it like Dracula and everything?
Maybe, because I do believe that scare zone was a hit last year. Or they're gonna do a Zombieland maze.
I would love
The Walking Dead.
I would love a Zombieland maze, but I think a Rob Zombie maze would actually be scarier.
Yes.
Because Zombieland, you're just basically bringing back zombies, which is The Walking Dead, and we've kind of done that. It's just a funnier Walking Dead, basically. But yes, I absolutely would love to see a general Rob Zombie maze.
Because that's what the scare zone was.
Yeah, it was a general, it was more Dracula, it was more
Living
the
Dead
music,
Girl,
Living Dead Girl, it was
Super
all
Beast.
that. You would have an amazing soundtrack.
And the visuals would be crazy because Rob Zombie is a very visual guy in terms of his filmmaking techniques, his music videos, his style. And I have a sneaking suspicion. I'm just saying that's what I think. It's either going to be... Actually, can I change it? I think it's going to be, from what we've seen from if they're going to take anything from a scare zone, All Hallows Evil is definitely a contender.
Yes.
Rob Zombie's Hillbilly Deluxe. It was called Hillbilly Deluxe. I think that was his first album, or his first solo album. That's what the scare zone was called. And then maybe Zombieland. So one of those three I think we're going to see. And I know that's kind of like, Mike, why aren't you putting that as 3 predictions? Because I don't think all 3 of those are going to be in the lineup next year. I just think one of those will. I think
the Rob Zombies, I think All Hallows Evil is a very strong contender because it's there already. It's like let's bring this up. Okay, we had Holidays in Hell, now we're just gonna focus on All Hallows Evil, you know?
Yeah.
But it could also be like Demons of the East or whatever zones they had.
The only reason I think it's not going to be Demons from the East or any of that is because All Hallows Evil... Oh, sorry. Holidays in Hell was that scare zone with the walls that you went through, just like All Hallows Evil was. So All Hallows Evil was a scare zone with the walls. So let's put it back into walls and just expand on it.
Yeah. I think that's really...
I think that's the strongest contender.
I think it's the strongest contender too, because it's makes sense, and it's from the trend that we've been noticing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about prediction number 2. I think we're gonna do 9 predictions for the 9 mazes, because we're gonna exclude The Walking Dead to make it a 10, right?
Ooh, I don't even know what IPs would be coming up, and I think that's you, because you are the movie buff.
Well, I think we are going to be seeing a Halloween maze again next year, because Halloween, the sequel to the 2018, is going to be released during this October. And I think we're going to see a Halloween IP maze based off of those trilogies, because it's a trilogy now. They did Halloween in 2018 with Jamie Lee Curtis. Then they're doing like Halloween Kills this October, and then Halloween Ends next October. It's going to be 3 movies, I think. And Universal owns the rights. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to see that.
Boom.
And it's being filmed now, or I think it was being filmed last year, and so they already know what's going on. They probably already have set photos. They already know what they want to do, so it's perfect timing.
Got it. So, what else do you think is going to pop up?
Oh, this is now a want, Bri. This is what I want. This is a want.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So let's pick like 2 more IPs that we think are going to go. That we think are going to be popping up.
Stranger Things 3.
And then we'll go on. So, and I would say Stranger Things season 3 as well, if it wasn't kind of touched on already here in Hollywood.
Touched on shittily.
Yeah, I know. It was awful. Did I say that?
It's okay. You can say that.
I said it was bad, and going into Orlando last year and actually going through the Starcourt Mall.
That was great.
That was great, but I think that definitely could be expanded on. But I'm like, are they gonna leave it alone? Because they were like, oh, we did it. I mean, they did it, like you said, very poorly, but they did it.
So this is a thing that I feel like I'm a little burnt out on the Stranger Things scene at Halloween Horror Nights. However, with that being said, I think season 3 would lend itself to be a great maze. And so if it comes back, I'm going to be happy about it, because season 3 had such cool imagery, and it's not going to be as dark and as dreary.
Yeah.
And if season 3 ends up being the same as season 2, then I'm going to say it's time to go. But I do think that Stranger Things season 3 will be back. Okay. Yeah, because it's such a popular show.
Alright.
And then speaking of Netflix, again, something that I really, really want to see is the Haunting on Hill House maze, or the Haunting of Bly Manor. Because that's going to be the newest season that comes out, and I don't know if it comes out this year or next year, but I would love to see them touch upon that, because again, that one was so amazing!
Riley agreed.
I agree.
I agree.
That one was that show was incredible, and I wanted to see it last year, and I hope to see... No.
No, ignore her.
Negative. And I hope to see it this year.
Yeah. You gotta go.
Riley,
Have her sit. Okay. Up. Why don't you just sit down right here?
Because she's just gonna want to be on you, and I'm gonna have to kick her out of the room.
Okay. Alright, well, we'll stop. It was such an amazing show, and I would really love to see that IP come onto Halloween Horror Nights, because we know that they do Netflix stuff before, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're doing Stranger Things. That's Netflix.
So what's to say they can't do more, and I really hope they do. What about...
They can.
What do you think about that?
I only watched a couple episodes, but from what I did see, the imagery on that would be...
Incredible.
Incredible and, like, beautiful, but horrifying at the same time.
Yeah. It would also, like, that show is very much a slow burn. And so maybe it might be hard to translate it to a maze, but I would just like to see it.
If they can do whatever This Is the End, they can do Haunting on Hill House.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is 100%
They just need to take certain specific, moments to tell a story.
And then let's do one more thing that we think is going to be there before we get into our wants. What are we at? So we're at the Scare Zone turning into a maze. We're at Halloween, Stranger Things. I want to see Haunting on Hill House, so we have 5 more predictions to make. And let's look at the lineup of Universal horror movies coming out this year.
I think they're going to continue if I can chime in.
They might
for
continue.
one. I think they're going to continue the trend of doing classic monsters.
Yes,
absolutely. I don't know which one they're going to do. I really hope it's Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Creature!
Because A Frankenstein vs. Wolfman was a surprising, really good maze.
Oh, it was amazing.
Universal Monsters was amazing. We have not seen Creature yet. We've literally seen almost all of the classic monsters except for Creature.
Yeah, that is true.
Mm-hmm. Like
and I'm not even saying that to like make you happy. I really want to see a good Creature.
I do too. So badly I want to see Creature from the Black Lagoon in any sort of capacity, even if it's a scare zone.
So the two contenders that we could have going is Creature from the Black Lagoon or a complete Dracula maze.
We've done Dracula
again
before, though.
We have, but we have not done Dracula.
Bri is so fed up. So notice how Bri's been eyeballing me this entire time because I have been petting the dog and she's not been wanting me to pet the dog. But if the dog comes up to you and asks for pets, I must pets. I must pets anyway.
Anyways, since we did Universal Monsters, then we did Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, we only have Dracula and Creature. I mean, along with, there's a lot of other monsters, you know, like the Phantom, the Invisible Man, Quasimodo. But I think you would, you have all these Disney characters, but you've got the Fab Five, you know? So I'm thinking we're either going to be Creature from the Black Lagoon, or we're going to go all Dracula. Or maybe they could meet. I don't know. No. Or like they could meet. And it'd be great.
It'll be fantastic, okay? They'll just have some coffee and talk it out, and that'll be the maze.
Yeah.
They're at a coffee shop. You know what would be fantastic? Creature versus Creature.
Creature versus Creature.
That's amazing!
Just all Creature.
All Creature!
All Creature all the time.
And then they'll just wipe that concept.
Creature.
And then they'll wipe the Creature versus Creature concept, and then it'll just be called Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh man.
I would love a Creature, god damn it. I want a fucking Creature from the Black Lagoon, goddamn motherfucking maze.
You heard him, Universal. Get it done.
Now! I'm sorry.
That's funny.
You should push me like, calm down.
No, because we want the same thing.
No, I'm telling you, it's going to be Creature or Dracula. That's my prediction, and then we can go from there. We can do the others, your secondary characters, like monster characters that didn't have a billion movies.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or create like the first good 3D movie underwater.
Yeah,
Come on, like it was revolutionary, guys.
It was revolutionary. It was like state of the art, and that is hands down one of the best costumes, like suits. The creature suit.
Speaking of, if you guys...
No, what? You can't just me. You have to say yes.
No, yes.
Okay.
And then, I mean, if you guys ever want to like see all this Creature memorabilia stuff, go to Monsterpalooza. Monsterpalooza had the most Creature stuff I've ever seen in my entire life.
Everywhere.
This boy was in heaven. Alright, so, monsters.
Monsters.
Something of monsters is going to be at Universal.
Yes. And let's talk about prediction number 6, which is again so incredibly far-fetched, but I would love it, but it's never going to happen because there's no need for it to happen. So I want there to be a Silent Hill in any shape or form, but it's not. It's not going to happen.
Have they done it before?
2012 they did a Silent Hill
maze. It's been a while.
But they did it because Silent Hill Revelation came out.
Okay, so a new movie came out, so they did it.
And they're not going to do it, and there's no need to do it again, but I would have loved to see another Silent Hill thing, but it's just not going to happen.
Alright, so what else?
Number 7, I think.
Can I chime in there really quick? Can we talk about video games and mazes?
Video games and mazes.
Can you imagine something like Silent Hill coming back, Alien Isolation, even Five Nights at Freddy's?
I would love to see an Alien
Amnesia,
maze
Outlast. Those are all really scary games.
Outlast would have been an incredible maze. Incredible.
With a relatively easy set. Can you imagine doing something like Outlast in the Walking Dead set?
Oh, incredible.
It's already done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
anyways, sorry, I'm interrupting, but that just popped in my head, and I thought that would be kind of cool.
No.
But yeah, that a video. So actually, Jackie, thank you. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna move it from just a Silent Hill I want to any horror game IP would be fantastic. Like anything. Give us something. I don't care. I mean, they would not do The Last of Us. I feel like that would be very hard. But you know, Outlast would be great. Amnesia would be fantastic. Silent Hill, Resident Evil. They've been puffing out Resident Evil horror games like crazy. They have a remake coming this year. They're planning on announcing, at least the rumor is, Resident Evil 8 for next year. Like, let's do a Resident Evil maze.
Take us into Raccoon City.
Yeah. Be Leon.
Leon!
I'll be your Ashley.
Okay.
Useless.
Cool. Hide in the box.
Hide in the box until I tell you to come out.
Yeah.
Coming out. Did I press square? Did I press square to release you?
That's right.
Another prediction, and I think this isn't something that I want, but I just think something that's definitely plausible is the Invisible Man maze, because Universal's shopping out that one on February, and we have seen early horror movies that have been released by Universal in the year become released later on in the year, like Us. Mm-hmm. Now, Us again was which I think is going to be. Us was more popular, I think, than The Invisible Man's gonna be. I don't think there's a whole lot of hype about that movie, but I do see them possibly making that a maze.
I just now remembered that was coming out, so...
Is that part of Dark Universe?
Yeah. If it's part of the Dark Universe, because I thought the Dark Universe got cut.
I know, I think it did.
And that made me incredibly sad, because watching that first Mummy movie, I thought was incredibly entertaining, and when you went through the office of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you saw all those Easter eggs that were going on. A vampire's skull, creature's hand, everything.
The original Book of the Dead.
Yeah, the original Book of the Dead. So I was really excited for them to reboot all those, and when it got shut down, I was sad.
Yeah.
But now I feel like they're just, if they're making the Invisible Man, are they just kind of coming through the back door on these things?
I think so. It kind of feels that way. We were supposed to get Angelina Jolie as Bride of Frankenstein, and that's just been at a complete standstill. I don't think production's been really moving forward on that. I certainly think that that's it. It's a contender though. Like we might get an Invisible Man maze, like one of those mazes that like no one really asked for, but we're gonna get it. What is an original maze concept that you would like to see at Halloween Horror Nights this year?
Okay. Now we got there. An original concept?
Mm-hmm. Could be anything you want.
Ouch, I don't know. That's a hard question.
I think it's a hard question because her and I don't associate... we don't associate Horror Nights with original content. Even though they're delving into it, which is fine, we're not from the East Coast. We're not used to seeing what Orlando does, you know?
Yeah.
What I think her and I see is what they do, they usually do relatively well, especially what they showed us last year. I want to see them expand more on that. Like, I never got to see Alien vs. Predator. I want to see an Alien maze.
Yeah.
Alien maze.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not your question. Your question is original stuff. And me, even though you didn't ask me, I don't have an answer for you. Because I'm not used to seeing original content from them.
This isn't an original content, but it is based off of an old story. And I kind of would like to see a Sleepy Hollow maze.
Ooh.
Like a true Headless Horseman maze.
Like a dark take on it.
Yeah.
Like darker than Tim Burton's.
Darker than Tim Burton's, but like the true tale of like Sleepy Hollow. Like you like are walking through, the streets, and then like on the way, like you basically follow the trail of the Headless Horseman and you encounter him, and you have to make it to that bridge before he gets you.
That would be really beautiful.
Like, I think you could make it amazing.
Yeah. And I think for my last prediction, what I would really like to see as a very well detailed horror maze, and this is going to be an IP. I'm switching back to IP. Okay. Sorry, I'm going back and forth. Is Cats. I would love to see a horror maze based off of Cats, because that movie was horrifying. Guys, I could see it.
Where are we going?
I could see it, right? We'll just put
Just bad CGI cat faces pop out at you on the screen.
Yeah, like just on the screen. Instead of black walls, we'll just have cat faces like projected on.
Just everywhere. Memories.
Universal, what did you think was gonna happen? So that is our very, not sure. We just kind of want to see this predictions for Halloween Horror Nights. Now let's move over to Not Scary Farm, and I think you're going to take the reins on this one because this is your stomping grounds, girl.
This is my stomping grounds. I'm going to be very involved with Not Scary Farm this year, hopefully. This season, if everything works out. So, good luck to me.
Yeah.
But what do we know that is in stone? I think this is the only thing that we are going to say that is set in stone because it was done and released by the company itself, that Special Ops Infected and Shadowlands are gone.
Yep.
All right, so that is the only thing that is truth, set in stone, done. They are gone.
And so here's the thing about that. Special Ops Infected has such a big area for a maze or some other sort of attraction that, again, I'm sad to see it go, but it had a really good run.
It did.
It was fantastic, and I think let's end it when we're already on top, and not push it for it gets. You know what I'm saying?
With a revolutionary concept too.
Yeah.
That hasn't really ever been done before.
Yeah, it started off at Camp Snoopy. It made its way all the way over to Mystery Lodge, and I think I am so excited to see what they're going to occupy that space with.
And I think that everyone is kind of on edge of what's going to be going on there because Special Ops Infected was a one-of-a-kind experience that we had here in Southern California. Not that there hasn't been like zombie paintball or anything else, but this is the first time it was brought to a theme park and put inside this kind of a setting. And I think, what do you do? What do you do? I think that they need to make another experience.
I agree.
But how are they going to do it and what are they going to base it off of is the question.
Yeah, and I think predicting what Knott's is going to do is going to be so much more challenging because sky's the limit for them, really. We can get anything, really, at this point. Like, look at how diverse all the different mazes that are at Knott's. So it's so hard to pinpoint. So I think instead of predicting, I think we should just do, like, what would we like to see? And you want to see something incorporating not maybe necessarily a maze at that area. Thank you. But, something revolutionary. You want to see
something that's interactive, and I think we're going towards upscares and we're going towards interaction, and we talked about this last time, but obviously Calico or Origins is most likely coming back. Okay,
we know everything's coming back except for
Shadowlands thing, but I'm just saying, you never know.
You never know.
I mean, I've seen things pulled. I know it is. But I mean, like, I've seen things pulled at the last minute and then they're just all like, oh, do this. But,
yeah. I think Origins and Waxworks, for sure, will stay.
So Origins is coming back, obviously Waxworks, you loved Waxworks.
Loved Waxworks,
Waxworks was the best. Thank you, Daniel Miller, for holding on to that concept and exeking it beautifully.
And Origins was fantastic, too. I think
Origins was fantastic.
Origins was such a step up for Red Barn.
Like I said, it was just
like saying
anything would have been a step up from Red Barn.
No, you could go down. You could go way down. It could just be called the Red and then nothing. All right.
You just walk into
a red walls.
A red room. You're like, wow, I'm really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So Waxworks coming back, Origins coming back. Paranormal Ink is coming back. Is Paranormal Ink coming back for the last year?
Don't shoot me.
I think it is.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope this is its final year.
I do too.
Let's come out on top. Let's just end it. I think Paranormal Ink has had a good run.
Yes, it's had a very long run, and I think it has seen its day. So I'm hoping at Midsummer Scream this year that they continue with that, like retiring mazes. But I hope that they do retire Paranormal Ink. I think it's time to put something else in there.
Yeah.
That's just gonna blow us out of the water.
Yeah. Agreed.
Something along those lines of being very, very scary, because Waxworks was scary, but it was like body gore scary. You know, I feel like Tooth Fairy was a gory body gore maze. We had that taken away, and Waxworks has now kind of filled that quota sector, but it did it better. You know, it did it more beautifully and better, but to the point where I'm like, I don't like body gore, but I was okay with that because it was almost like art. Yeah. Like it was, you know, so I was
really,
good with that one.
Really reminded me, Waxworks reminded me of Evil Within too. If you guys ever played that video game, it's just, the art design in that maze was incredible. And I think that's what we're hoping for. If we're going to occupy a space such as Paranormal Inc. next year, let's make it something incredible. But that's, you know, that'll be for next year's video. It's like, okay, well, Paranormal Inc.'s going to leave, so what's going to be in there?
And you know, I mean, they usually get rid of 2, so we're all kind of hoping that Paranormal is in its last year. What would be the other one you'd want to see go?
Well, let's go down the line and like name them. But I want to see if this is Paranormal Inc.'s last year, I want to see something dark go into that space. Something very edgy.
Edgy.
Yeah. Not so much body gore, but maybe more supernatural. And like, you know.
I want to see something gothic.
Yeah. Yes.
Gothic in there.
Almost. I don't know if we want to go back to the realm of vampires or.
No, I don't think. Well, I mean, maybe.
No. Like, you know, like
Dominion.
Like Dominion was very gothic. That's why when Mike said gothic, that's why I'm thinking like you could go back to that realm, but you could go even darker of witches.
Oh, so you're thinking, okay, when I said gothic, maybe it wasn't the right word. I was thinking like I would love to go into a child's nightmare.
But we went into delirium. Delirium was supposed to be a nightmare.
Okay, wait, can we cut this? I'm sorry.
What?
This is a good conversation.
That was a stupid thing to say. Anyway, you're talking about gothic and witches. I like the witches idea. Because we haven't seen witches.
We haven't.
We have seen
Well,
witches.
we have the Green Witch, but let's bring something either possessed or powerful, and I think witches can be beautiful. I think they can be very beautiful and very dangerous at the same time. Like,
so you talking about like Santeria and stuff like that type of witchcraft, or combining voodoo, or are you talking about like American Horror Story?
Yeah, like I'm almost seeing like American Horror Story, but I don't want to do voodoo again because we did voodoo. We already did that. You know, so let's go to New England Witch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so like
yes.
So like the Salem witch trials.
Like the Salem witch trials. Like let's go into that area of witchcraft. Like the New England witch, not the voodoo witch. We did it. Let's go to the New England witch. Let's make something dark. Let's make something beautiful. Maybe let's pit a white witch, dark witch together.
Almost, you kind of want it to be like Salem that we experienced at Midsummer Scream in a way.
A little bit, but let's have the actual witch. Yeah. Like obviously, the people of Salem got a little carried away. Yeah. And there was a lot of innocent people that were killed. But let's bring it into a storyline where, okay, yeah, there was a witch. Yeah.
That's a good concept. I think I would like to see that too. Yeah.
And so do you want to see that in the Mystery Lodge spot? Or is that just something that you want to see
That's
eventually?
Something like in Paranormal, because if we're going the route that Knott's is going, if the maze is on the outside in a certain area, it's going to be themed. They're trying to theme it to what that area is.
So that could go to Pumpkin Eater. If Pumpkin Eater's last year is going to be this year, like if that's what they end up deciding, witches could very well fit in the Hollow because they already do.
They could.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying
I feel like we're getting a tiny bit ahead of ourselves because we don't know what the final mazes are this year.
We don't. But I'm just saying you might have a more backwoods witch in the Hollow versus a New England witch.
True that.
In that back area.
Yeah. Okay.
Like in American Horror Story, you walk into their house, it's white marble. It's clean. It's not backwoods. And I feel like Camp Snoopy in the Hollow is very backwoods witch. you know.
It's Misty Day Witch.
Yeah, it's Misty Day Witch.
Would be
it's
more beautiful, I feel like, in all honesty. You can do a lot of creepy things with twigs and designs.
You can, I just don't want to see it, because I feel like I would just be walking into Pumpkin Eater again.
If they're going with the theme, like we kind of mentioned earlier, that they are theming mazes to their zones if they're on the outskirts, what do you think they could do with Shadowlands Spot when Dark Ride is already in the Carnival area and fits the zone?
I would like to see maybe a fun house.
Yeah, they did like Bobo's Funhouse.
I know, but I think that it would be another clown maze, and it would. I maybe like I know they've done it before, but yeah, like maybe a fun house, but like a darker fun house.
What about like demonic toys, like you said?
Or demonic toys. I would love to see that as a scare zone. Sorry, Carnival, but I would love to see it. But I think that the people that work Carnival could take themselves and reinvent themselves as toys. You know?
Yeah.
There's already a teddy bear.
And he's adorable.
And he's, yeah, and adorable. There's already, you know, a wind-up toy.
Yeah.
So...
I can see that.
Why couldn't we expand on that?
What I would love to see, but it definitely doesn't fit the theme of Carnival, but neither did Shadowlands really, is a pirate maze. I would love to see a pirate maze, a cursed pirate crew. I feel like that might be really beautiful, but I don't know.
They did Redbeard's Revenge a long time ago, but I think we have the technology to do it better now. That might be kind of cool. And it does kind of fit the boardwalk area. They do have water back there.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
They do. And we saw the pirate maze in Dark Horizon.
Yes,
they did one. That worked really well, and I love the slide at the end. I absolutely don't think we could have the slide here in California. Like, that would not happen.
Upcharge.
Yeah, it's an upcharge. But, yeah, you could definitely do a pirate maze and do it better than from before. Because I still don't find pirates scary. I just find it really cool.
So, Mike wants pirates. You think something might not come back, but toys would be cool. I want to see them take the history, like they did with Black Magic, and bring that back. Because that not only does something magic related or something historical, where you think of like Coney Island and that type of like weird entertainment, put that back, because I loved Black Magic. The first time I saw Black Magic, I about fell through my pants.
No, Black Magic was amazing. Or if we're going with toys, just bring back the doll maker.
Yeah. Doesn't the doll maker live in Ghost Town?
He kind of does. I never found him that one year, but but I know.
The toy maker, and you're like, where the fuck is he?
Yeah, like make the doll maker the toy maker and put him back in there.
That would be good. I think I hope that they do bring something back to Shadowlands, but I could see them not. But I hope that it will be something, because it would just be that much more of a reason for people to go back there. And then you know what? I hope that they put something in Camp Snoopy that's not right at the entrance of the Hollow, where the Pumpkin Eater is. I want it to be back where like the little Ferris wheel is.
Yeah.
So that way it gives people a reason to go through the Hollow, because every time we went through the Hollow it was empty, and the Hollow is fantastic. How many times can I say Hollow in one sentence? The Hollow.
The Hollow is fantastic. It's a fantastic scare zone. But you're right. Every time we went back there was like I could do cartwheels and not hit one freaking person.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's get some people in there.
Yeah.
Even if it was something as silly as the Mirror Maze.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Give some reason.
You're gonna give monsters like PTSD.
I know that maze is a logistical nightmare, and my goodness, but you know, it does just bring something back. Like we had Labyrinth in Camp Snoopy before, right?
Yes.
Whimsical. So we could do something maybe more whimsical but still spooky in that area, but I don't think they're going to, but I think Knott's should. I think we need to have a maze occupying some space back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're right. A reason to go back in there, because...
Like Cornstalkers was a reason to go back there, and that was a good maze.
I liked it.
Yeah.
They kept expanding it like year after year until it finally left, but...
And Scarecrows freak me out, and they freak Jackie out for sure.
And if they do scarecrows, they should do just basically like live scarecrows, like nothing stuffed, just.
Yeah.
You know.
That'd be great. I'd like to see a scarecrow thing. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's a want. I want it.
There it is.
Something else that I think before we move on to the next thing for Knott's Scary Farm that I'd really like to see, and again, I don't know if it's going to happen. I really enjoy the interactive skeleton keys. And I, you know, a lot of people didn't, but I did, and I would love for them to bring something like that back.
I loved the skeleton keys, and I think they should bring something back, something upcharged to bring the interactivity, because interactivity is the way of the future in Halloween right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, would you be okay doing skeleton key as an upscare? I don't know if Knott's would ever do that, because to me, I mean, I was on streets this year. It seems dangerous to me to do something like that with that type of crowd. But something like that, maybe.
So would you just pull people? Like if you were on street, would you just pull people into it, or would they have to like queue up?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. You did more technical like upscares than I did this season because I was working. So but you got to see it at Dark Horizon a little bit.
Yeah, but we didn't pay for that. I think it's just like when Mike said in the video, it's just we were like the only people there.
Right. But so I felt like maybe see something that was different than what the normal.
Right. So we got that interaction. Back east, they're upscares. People pay for it. They put on something, and they are told the rules basically, like very clearly, that the monsters are able to touch you, grab you, things like that. If you have like this glow stick on, basically, so you'll glow. So, is that dangerous here in California? Possibly.
But not impossible.
But not impossible. I would think that the way that the skeleton keys worked, where you were going into this queue and you were waiting for that experience, is better than just grabbing somebody. Because even with somebody with an upscare pendant, if you grab them, you know, wrong way or anything, because you don't know that person, they can just run, you know, turn around and deck you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, that happens anyways.
Yeah, I know it happens anyways, but now you're actually physically grabbing them instead of just coming up and doing a quick scare or something,
no,
you know?
I totally hear you. That's why I wanted your input on something like that, because I think upscares are the way of the future. Stop looking at your drawing, I can see you. But seeing it from you and I are our characters, we've done this before, and we get punched and hit and grabbed and thrown and shoved every night, that I don't know how we would be able to do that with the lack of oversight that is already present.
So I would never, if I was running an event, I would never let my street actors do upscares. It's too random. The upscares would come inside the mazes. So you would have somebody like pop out and like if they saw somebody walking with like a glow pendant and be like, come here, you know, like get over here. And then that person would then make that decision to go with that scare actor for however long, you know, not long, but like at least 30 seconds to a minute or whatever, go through what was happening, and then they would get pushed out the other side, you know? So at least like, hey, we might touch you after you have made that decision. We're not gonna touch you inappropriately, but you might get like, you know, just a finger across the back or something, or get very close to the person, but we're never gonna go up and just grab you. Because I just don't think nowadays that that's safe, especially here in this state, because we're not used to that. Unless we actually pay for it, like in 17th Door, where they go in and they're like, we're going to touch you, we're going to touch you, we're going to touch you, we're going to touch you. You know?
Speak to a camera and say, I acknowledge that I will be touched.
Yeah, exactly. Like they say they're going to touch you like 17 times, you know? Like...
I certainly think that it's a little bit of a stretch, but it's not impossible. And I think with what we're seeing from haunts nowadays, we are definitely moving towards an area where we are getting, it's harder to scare people nowadays.
Oh yeah.
And we are now tapping into some real stuff in order to get scared. Now let's move on to Queen Mary. What do we want to see from Queen Mary?
Dark Harbor. Daha.
What? Daha. Daha.
Daha.
Daha.
No, that was totally a joke he made. It was like Daha and Daho.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
Yeah.
I love the captain. Daha.
Aha.
Dark Harbor, always a great time.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. I think that all their mazes are just gonna come back.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, the one that I would like to see go, if they did go, circus.
Really?
I would like them to like completely change it up. Completely change it up.
Okay, yeah, I can feel that.
It was the one maze that I didn't have such. I mean, I had a great time in it, and do not get rid of the ringmaster, whatever you do.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He is the best.
She's amazing. But the maze per se, when we were like stuck in that corridor because they have to like put you in the ball pit and they can only have so many people in the ball pit and they have to like refill the ball pit. I think that needs a little bit more fluidity. I think that we can go a little darker on the circus and make it a little more flowy and easier to maneuver.
Yeah, agreed.
And the ball pit was fun. The foam pit's fun. There wasn't that much foam this year. I mean, I feel like if you're going to go through the foam, like go through the foam.
Yeah.
You know, build it up. But, you know, that would be the one maze that I think needs an absolute revamp.
I agree. Everything else though, like especially on the ship, like I would like to see some tweaks here and there, maybe some more audio, maybe a little bit more lighting in certain spots, but the maze or the ship itself is scary, so I'm cool with it. And I do not think that we're gonna see, was it Intrepid? No, not Intrepid. Rogue. We're not gonna see Rogue leave because it's the newest one, and Intrepid is also a good maze, and I don't think they're gonna let go of that. And I think the only thing that I would like to see change for sure is circus. Yeah. And then let's talk about Haunted Hayride.
Haunted Hayride.
Now, Bri, let me ask you a question.
Yes, Michael.
Do you think that we are going to get the same theme of this town in Midnight Falls, and we're just going to see a revamp of it, or just added more? Do you think we're going to get more like added things to it?
I think what's going to happen is, yes, Midnight Falls will come back to LA Haunted Hayride. I think that they might tweak the mazes a little bit here and there. I hope that they tweak Trick or Treat to actually have the actors inside the town and like, you know, come out their door and actually trick or treat.
Yeah.
Those are the tweaks that I want to see. I think the biggest change is going to be the hayride. The hayride has never been the same every year.
Yeah.
It has always changed. So they're always going to put all their money into the hayride. And now that they have all the stuff for Midnight Falls, it'll be easier to put more of a budget into the hayride to change it up.
Agreed.
And then maybe tweak maze here or there. But other than that, I think everything's going to come back to LA Haunted Hayride with a different hayride.
Yeah, and I just think, you know, the different thing that we will see in the hayride is just other citizens of Midnight Falls, another story, because as we know, there's many stories in Midnight Falls that we can branch from and we can learn about. And I think that that's just what we're going to see. One other thing that I would like to see change, but I don't think they're going to, is Roadkill Ranch, because it was pretty bland. And I wanted to see just a little bit more, you know, roadkill.
Okay.
But I think that's going to pretty much stay the same. I would like to see some added things, but the Haunted Hayride, we're going to stick probably to that Midnight Falls theme of like towns and the citizen and, you know, who they are and the monsters that are within.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because it was totally cool. Nothing needed to change about that at all.
No.
The townsfolk were great. The interactions were great. Even that little show that you watched after I watched it.
That was amazing, yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Now I need to go see that. Like,
it was incredible.
Like, I actually want to watch the whole thing. Everything was fine, and I want to do the escape room. If they bring that back. I don't know if they are.
Yeah, I see. We didn't do that one because I think we retired and we wanted to leave. Yeah,
like I feel like we should have just done it in the beginning when nobody was there, and then by the time we were gonna do it, like there was like an hour wait, and we're like, no.
And we just know too, like it was like, okay, it's gonna be like 10 minutes or 5 minutes per group that goes in, and they let in, you know, like 4 or 5 people in a group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was gonna be a while, but I would like to see the escape room come back because it just adds more variety and more things to do. But the Haunted Hayride in general, I'm really excited for, and I'm excited to see what new stories we can learn from the town folk. The town folk.
They're so great.
That's what I think is really cool about the concept of Midnight Falls is you got to see certain characters this year, but if it's a town,
there's lots of
the world
characters.
is literally at your fingertips on who you can choose to portray that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So we had like the beauty queen, like the coordinator, the
Ice cream man.
Which
like,
I was like
famous on TikTok.
Yeah, he was like
really funny.
You had the exterminator, and then just some guy that worked out of place, you know.
But I liked it.
Yeah. Oh no, it was awesome.
And it was
awesome.
like, I think, let's add one more character that's truly just like
who's this dude?
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Like we don't, because a lot of I think the people were more photo ops.
Because they were nice. They looked scary, but they were nice.
And let's get someone who's like a problem in the town. Like the people don't like to speak about him. I would like to see like, you know, the town's dirty secret that they've kept locked up and then it escaped.
Ooh.
You like that?
Oh.
Ooh. 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 Balls in your court, haunted hayride. But overall, I'm very excited for this year. We will keep you guys updated on everything that comes out. And, you know, again, I think for sure Halloween Horror Nights predictions is not, I know a lot of those are not going to come true. They're just wants, guys. But, you know, we can dream.
That's right.
This is America. Freedom.
Glory.
Fireworks.
Hot dogs.
Cheeseburger.
Snow cones.
Heart attack.
Apple pie.
Fuck yeah. Bed Bath
and Beyond.
The Gap.
Yeah. Anyways, so we're gonna dive back into Halloween, guys. We're doing a whole lot more things. We're gonna be hitting up escape rooms. We're gonna be doing Haunt X. Haunt X is coming up February 22nd and 23rd. We are going to be there both days.
Yeah.
Mikey will be there on Sunday. I will be there both days, and Sunday will be kind of a short day because we go into a concert.
Yeah. So I'm not going to a concert, but it's just gonna be a short day for me anyway.
It'll be a short day, but yes, hit Haunt X up. It is a very, very small convention. Do not think it's like Midsummer Scream or Monster Palooza where it's very large, but it's up and coming. Hopefully it gets bigger. They had a couple gems last year. They have a lot of the vendors. Not a lot, but like they have quite a few vendors that are at Midsummer Scream as well. And then if you watch the video with the interview with some of the more famous ghost town monsters that have been there for a while, they had that there as well.
It was a major highlight.
Yeah. So that was a big highlight for that convention, and hopefully they just continue to grow. But yeah, you could probably walk the show floor in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So that's how small they were last year. But like I said, they can only go big, you know, they can only get bigger from there.
Get bigger. And I'm super excited because I have not been to Haunt X. I could not go last year. I could only watch the vlog that we did. But I can't wait. It's kind of going to be like the first taste of Halloween that we're going to get, and we're dehydrated. We're dehydrated on Halloween, and we need something. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Please let us know down in the comments down below what you guys are wanting from any of the haunts that we mentioned. Thank you guys very much. Subscribe if you guys haven't. Like this video, and always be ready.
Because you never know, your compass will take you.
Bye!
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. Creature! Oh my god, demons.